This finance prodigy quit his six-figure job at a big investment bank in Wall Street.
Doing a quick audio check. Welcome to the live stream. It should start here in just a minute or two. I'm just checking to see if it's gone live yet. Looks like it hasn't. If you're just tuning in, just a quick announcement. Tomorrow I'll be doing a sponsored giveaway where you can earn 10 YDZ or YieldZilla tokens for 2 people. So that'll go on Twitter tomorrow, so keep your eyes posted for that. It's pretty easy, especially if you're already watching this channel, because that's one of the steps is to subscribe to this channel. And follow me on Twitter, and then obviously take a look at YieldZilla as well. If you're not already tracking that project, it's definitely worth checking it out. But potentially you could win 10 YDZ tokens valued about $100, maybe a little bit more depending on how the price fluctuates between now and when you get the award. But that is definitely something to check out. Let me hit the refresh here. Should be starting here in just a second. Here we go. It'll be the first giveaway on my channel, so hopefully everybody likes getting some rebase token. I'm pretty impressed with YieldZilla at its 900% APY. And their liquidity is phenomenal compared to their market cap, so it's really worth checking out that project. Now we're just waiting for them to start. It looks like everything's up and running, so move this to the main screen. Yeah, if you haven't seen these lunar crystals, they really do look phenomenal. They did a really good job with building these, and you can kind of check out the
Hello everybody. Just give us a few moments while we get this posted across our social channels and wait for some more people to join.
Hey, Spaceman, I think you're getting some interference with something on your phone.
Can you hold on one sec? I'm gonna mute myself and tell me if it's muted. Is mute working or is it not working?
Oh, no, you're good now.
Okay, sweet. All right, guys, if you just joined, we're gonna give it a few minutes, wait for some more people to join, and get this posted across our social channels. Apollo, would you mind getting this posted in Discord? I'm currently locked out of my account.
As always, let me know if you
Yeah,
have
for
any
sure.
audio problems
Awesome.
moving forward, but it sounds like everything's working. So I'm going to mute this and let's see what they got to say today.
All right, Cosmo is going to be joining us, and we will see if Master Jedi has availability. Guys, if you are in our Telegram or Discord, if you could do us a favor and just spam the chat with like /join AMA in Telegram, or just join Twitter Space AMA in Discord, be helpful if you also either referenced Apollo's message or included the link as well. Awesome. Apollo, did you get that posted in Discord?
Yep.
Awesome. All right. Looks like Cosmo's here. We're going to add him as a speaker. Okay. So Master Jedi is not going to be joining us today. He has family over, and the dev team is in a meeting right now. So he has to go join that and deal with his family that's over. So we're going to give him a pass on this one. If you have any highly technical questions, feel free to DM him on Twitter. His DMs are open, and he will most likely be on the next one, hopefully. Awesome. All right, and Mr. Moonshot is also spending time with his family for Easter, and so he's not going to be here. He said he might join, but he's kind of going to be in and out. Awesome. Sweet. Looks like we got everybody here then. Decent amount of people joined. So we can go ahead and get started. Guys, welcome to another Lunar AMA. A lot of exciting things going on across the board. We have our NFT, or Lunar Crystals Phase 1 launch going live on April 28th. We also have the pre-sale going live on the 27th. And so that's going to last for 24 hours up until launch day. So for those of you who are not aware, we created a new whitelist. Because the old whitelist was created like 2 months ago, had some outdated information on there, and did not specify which wallet addresses or which wallets were compatible with our minting site. And so it made sense to create a new whitelist. If you signed up for the previous whitelist, no worries. Just fill out your basic information on the new whitelist, and your old entries will still be counted. But you must sign up for the new whitelist in order to be eligible. And so what this is also going to do is allow us to kind of concentrate the people who we know are most interested in the whitelist, because we posted this months ago, and certain people might not be just might not be interested anymore. That's okay. So the whitelist, what's the link to that, Apollo? I think it's lunar.io/NFT-whitelist, but you can also access it from our crystals page, lunar.io/crystals, and just on our website in general. So along with that, many marketing campaigns have started going live, I think yesterday, including one with one of the biggest, if not the largest, NFT marketing agency in the space. The way that they do their packages is based on real members joining the community, and so the range that they provided us was around 22,000 new Discord members, and they were very clear that they don't run any sort of promotional campaigns that attract bots, so no giveaways, nothing like that. So we're excited to see the growth within the community and within the Discord in particular. That is literally going to 4x our current member count in Discord. So really, really excited for the new eyeballs that that's going to bring. In general, this NFT launch is shaping up to be kind of reminiscent of our pre-sale that sold out in like 5 seconds. There is an insane amount of interest. You guys seem to really, really love these crystals, and we are really, really excited to get them in your hands. So with that, stay on top of the updates. Make sure you're signed up for the new whitelist, and let us know if you have any questions. Aside from that, Apollo, are there any updates you wanted to share? I know that we shared most everything in our Wednesday AMA, but we could recap some of the things that we shared then as well.
Yeah, so aside from that campaign, we also have an influencer campaign that's running on Instagram right now. There's been a number of big influencers that have been posting about the Genesis Crystal Collection and the NFT Expoverse contest. A lot of them are going to be going live with their stuff this coming week. But we've got that, and then we also have the Satoshi Stacker video, which is supposed to come out either Monday or Tuesday. They've just been reviewing the script and getting the videos put together. There's going to be 10 videos released across all their channels, and then if you'd like, we could go through the winners of the Out of This World giveaway.
Yeah, that would be great. I think maybe let's save that for the end of the AMA.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
Cool.
Was that it on your end as far as marketing updates? There's a couple things that I wanted to go over as well.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so in addition to the things we already went over, we are deep in the weeds of exploring out-of-home advertising for Lunar and for the NFT collection. So for those of you who don't know, out-of-home advertising is things like billboards, walls, the what would you call it? Bus station signage, things of that nature. And so we're really trying to get some, what would you call them? Centerpiece kind of billboards or walls, showcasing either the Lunar NFTs or the platform as a whole. And so we're really, really excited about this, because it just allows us to kind of have a physical presence. Like, we will have our brand up in the real world on a sign that everybody can see. And so we're currently looking at some of the top markets for crypto investors. So this includes Miami, New York, LA, San Francisco. And we are deep in the exploratory process with a particular company to make that happen. In addition, they also have a really awesome ad network and programmatic advertising opportunities for advertisers, and they don't have any restrictions on crypto, which makes it really, really great for us as a DeFi and a crypto company. It is very hard to find advertising platforms or channels that will allow you to advertise with them. This is primarily because they're just trying to play it safe. They don't know which way which way regulation is going to fall as it pertains to crypto, and they just want to make sure that they're covering their butts, which we understand, but it puts us at a disadvantage in the sense that we're not able to utilize these mainstream ad platforms. But with this particular company, they have tons of options for us to be able to advertise both digitally, so like on websites and like through your phone, computer, etc., as well as through out of home means. Static billboards, digital billboards, screens with motion videos, things of that nature. And so we're really excited to dig into that with them. That was it for me on the marketing side. Cosmo, do you want to share any of the new stuff that's been going on in the community?
Yeah, so excuse my voice. I'm pretty sick at the moment, but we just introduced a couple more moderators into the Discord, so there will be more hands on deck to help with any questions, etc. We're also going to be getting, after we got a few requests, I'm going to be getting some schedules pertaining everything that's going on with Lunar. So AMA schedules, where it's going to be, so people can kind of hit a command and see exactly where we're going to be on any given day. We have a pretty consistent schedule, but for new people hopping into the Discord, I think that'll be really helpful. We also got in all of the crystal channels within our kind of Lunar Genesis crystals Discord category, which includes FAQs, the specs and attributes of the crystals, kind of that gives like a really good summary of everything that's going on with the collection, when the pre-sale is, public sale, reveal date, etc. We also got an NFT crystals page in, which is exclusive to Discord. It's not on Telegram, so you can get a really cool sneak peek of the 3D crystals rotating. They look so cool, and we've been getting just some amazing feedback regarding that, which is great to here. And then we also have NFT updates. So if you're interested in specifically the NFTs within the kind of Lunar universe, you can follow that specific announcements channel. So anytime we have any announcement regarding NFTs, that will get published, and you'll get notified on your device, separate from our other announcements. And then we also have a pretty fleshed out how to mint section on our Discord as well, which coincides with the How to Mint section that we have on our website. But now it's accessible, so you don't have to go to another place to get that information. That's it on the Discord side. But yeah, it's been awesome seeing that grow. The campaign that we have running should kick off today or tomorrow. So we will be expecting a pretty large influx of people in the coming days.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Cosmo. And something that we didn't mention at the beginning of this that I want to reiterate. We have a exchange listing that we've been confirmed for that is happening at the beginning of May. And so this is going to be right around the day after the crystals reveal on May 4th. So really excited for this. They are a super large exchange, especially in the derivative space. They're, God, I don't want to give the number, but it's a very, very high. They're ranked very, very highly in derivatives trading volume, and have recently branched out into listing high quality DeFi tokens that they believe in. And so Lunar is going to be listed on their exchange most likely around the reveal day of the crystals. Many of you know this exchange. You might use this exchange. And we are really, really excited for what it's going to bring to the project. Again, the way that these exchange listings work is kind of like a staircase or a ladder. You kind of have to work your way up to the largest exchanges because many exchanges use which exchanges you're currently listed on as kind of a metric to determine whether to list you or not. So we are working our way up that ladder. and are very, very excited for the listing that is going live in May. In addition to that, I just wanted to talk about the NFTs for a sec. So there are many, many people in our community that are incredibly excited about these NFTs. But we realize that there might be people that have never bought NFTs before, or don't care about NFTs, or don't want NFTs, and are wondering, oh, why are you guys focusing on NFTs? I want you guys to focus on the token or exchange listings or the platform, et cetera, et cetera. Just know that these NFTs are central, are core to our strategy for the ecosystem as a whole. So there's a very specific reason that we are doing things the way that we are doing things, and this the way that we are launching these NFTs and even doing these NFTs in the first place allows us to build the ecosystem to the scale and provide the functionality that we envision for it. So just know that there is always a much grander motive behind the things we do. And so don't feel left out if you are somebody who's just doesn't like NFTs and doesn't care about crystals, even though I don't know why you wouldn't. They are incredibly sexy, and they unlock an insane amount of benefits for those who hold them. So just wanted to mention that and get that out of the way in case there was anybody in here wondering. So with that, unless there's anything that Apollo or Cosmo has to or wants to mention, we can jump right into questions. So the floor is open. It looks like we have 3 questions currently. If you have a question, feel free to raise your hand. Don't be shy. We don't bite. But with that, we're going to move on to Latif. So Latif is going to be the first speaker. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah,
Good to hear.
I'm good. Yeah, thank you.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, I have a question. My question is that I've been trying I've been following this Lunar NFT from the beginning of the project. So, but I don't understand so much on it because I heard about Lunar platform, which is like they are also like Twitter and which post most of the they are like the coin market cap, CoinGecko, which posted all the latest trend of the of token. So I want to ask, is this um are you the founder of the Lunar platform also? Do you have any relationship together?
Are we? Are you say? Did you say? Are we the father of the Lunar plat? Are we the?
Yeah,
Do
are you
we
the founder? Are you the founder of the platform?
founder? Yes, yes. So this is all the same ecosystem. So lunar crystals, as well as the lunar platform and the LNR token, are all part of the same ecosystem. I personally, along with Mr. Moonshot, who is not currently here, are the founders of this company slash ecosystem.
Okay, okay, thank you. My next question is that it take you for how long to build this project because it's not a ordinary project, and I know that there will be a lot of challenge, a lot of um a lot of problem there. And what make you successful to build this project?
Yeah. So there was 2 questions in there, which was how long is it going to take to build this platform, and what is going to help us become successful. So to answer your first question, how long is it going to take to build this platform? In general, um, especially with our focus being on user experience, the platform is really never done. We are always going to be working to constantly improve the platform, the user experience, add additional features that benefit users, and so it's always this kind of evolving entity that we are constantly working to improve. We recently, in our last monthly, so in our what was it, the April monthly update that was posted on April 1st, we detailed kind of the next 2 to 3 quarters of development and which features we're trying to ship and when. We try to not be too specific on specifically which features are going to ship at what date, because when you do that, you pigeonhole yourself into doing something that might not, that you thought was the optimal approach when you were planning things out. But once you actually get into the weeds of it, you discover that there might be a better approach. And so we don't want to commit to things that might change, even if those changes are for the betterment of the project, because people don't like when you tell them something and then change that thing. But we try to, we're working on really trying to be better with the dates that we give, because we don't want to set unrealistic expectations. In terms of how we become successful, so this is a kind of a broader question. There are a few fundamental pieces that go into the success of any given organization. So the first is the team. Are the humans that are actually building this thing the right humans to build this thing? And in our case, I've built multiple companies and have seen thousands and thousands and thousands of people, and the team that we have put together for Lunar is among the best. Our dev team is insane. The people that we have working for us are just incredible humans, and are really great at what they do. The second piece is there a market need for this product? Do people actually want, and does it solve a particular pain point in the market? And does it do it better than others? And to answer that question, I think it's pretty obvious. The problem that we're solving, we see as the number one problem in crypto as a whole, being that the user experience is incredibly convoluted. It is near impossible to do the things that you want to do without having to go through 10 different steps to actually accomplish that. So based on the feedback we've received from the community and just all of the overwhelming support we have for the project and for the problem that we're solving, we have validated that there is a massive market need for this product, and not only a current market need, but just the inherent nature of our product means that more people who are not currently in crypto or have been shied away because it was too difficult to get set up, now those people will be able to enter the market. And so essentially, we're expanding the existing crypto market. The other pieces of success are, or do you have enough money to actually keep the lights on and pay for the development of that platform? And the way that we are set up, we're in a really good position when it comes to our funding options and our current revenue streams, and have enough runway, as well as just funding levers to pull to be able to sustain us until the platform is really built to the point where it can sustain itself. So those are really the kind of core pieces of this. Obviously, you have to work fast. You have to keep an engaged community, and you have to build things the right way and make sure that security is a top priority. Because I think the biggest risk, if you have all those three pieces, is security vulnerabilities. So on our end, while user experience is our top focus, security is our top priority. And so we built this and architected the software from the beginning to be as secure as possible. And we are constantly testing it, working with external parties to have them go in and try to break it, working with auditing companies to get audits performed on our tokens, on our technology. And so across the board, security is a huge priority. So that was there's a lot of words, but I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, my last question. My last question before I go.
Okay.
What are the special features which Lunar NFT is bringing to the NFT market, and how does that use to penetrate the already shook NFT market? You know that there are a lot of NFT in the market now. So what are the special features.
Absolutely.
The Lunar
So
NFTs.
in general, when we set out to make this NFT collection, and this applies for everything that we do within this ecosystem, we really wanted to make it within the top 1% of NFT collections that exist from a quality standpoint. And again, that applies for everything we do. We really try to reach that top 1% mark. So included in that, just off the bat, the art and the multi-chain functionality of the NFTs alone set it aside from I'd say like roughly 95% of the NFT collections that are out there. If you guys have browsed any NFT collections, it is, what would you say, a shit show. And so we really focused on making super high quality 4K animated renders, and the NFTs themselves will soon have multi-chain functionality thanks to our fluid NFT technology. So essentially, you can for all the blockchains that we support, you can move your NFTs fluidly across those blockchains. So you could mint an NFT in this upcoming launch on Binance Smart Chain, enjoy those sweet low gas fees, and then move that NFT to the Ethereum chain and sell it on OpenSea if you wanted to. There are other what would you say, NFT bridges, and a NFT bridge in air quote, that'll take an NFT and essentially lock it and then mint a representation of that on another blockchain. But that doesn't, you're not able to actually, if there's no infrastructure set up on that blockchain, meaning like the profiles for OpenSea and or the profiles for the secondary markets, then it doesn't actually matter. There's not utility within that NFT on that given blockchain. And so our NFTs are going to be truly multi-chain. And so that alone sets us aside from 99% of other collections. I haven't seen any other collection do it the way that we're doing it. In addition to that, if you own an NFT and you're using the Lunar platform, it's going to unlock a variety of features and benefits within that platform. So things like discounted trading fees, the special, what would you say, cosmetic or UI related features, access to beta features that are not released yet. And in general, this NFT is your beta or your access pass to the Lunar beta. In addition, there are staking rewards. And so once the staking feature is released, there is a pool of 0.75% of the total LNR supply that has been set aside for NFT staking rewards. And in addition, roughly 50% of the secondary trading royalties are going to go back into that pool to continue to fund staking rewards. So that was a few of the benefits. Really, if you want kind of a comprehensive overview, we would recommend going to lunar.io/crystals. Again, that is lunar.io/crystals. And that is our kind of crystals landing and information page where you can explore the different benefits, look at some of the frequently asked questions, and explore the collection as a whole. So hope that answers your question. Well, looks like he's gone, but hopefully that answer was helpful for anybody else in here. So we're going to move on to Hewins next, and then Crypto, and then MM. Oh, MM, that's Serge. We got to add MM. Serge, I'm going to add you, and then we're going to move on to Hewins. All right, Hewins. Hey, Serge, are you? Do you have a question?
No,
or
I don't. But when you need me for the Discord AMA question,
Discord?
I'll be
Awesome.
available.
Really appreciate that, brother. Thank you.
Sure.
All right, Hewins, you're now a speaker. Just click that mic button, unmute yourself, and go for it.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Hey.
Nice being with you guys.
Absolutely.
It's been interesting. I've been following you guys from inception, and I have to be swift here. I believe you're hearing me.
Sorry, what was that?
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. All right. I said I'm happy, and it's interesting being with you guys. I've been with you from inception, and I've been going with you from all the innovations that you've been trying to improve on this ecosystem, and I'm proud of you guys. But one thing I want to
Thank you.
ask.
Appreciate it.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, what I want to ask is, what are these? Do you have any, let's say, 6 months planned for the token, the Lunar, and your what are the marketing strategies on ground for us to keep being in the trend, the current trend that we are? What are your plans on ground? 6 months plans, 12-month plans, and perhaps in summary, what are your 12 calendar months planned for us to continue in this particular trend that we are? Thank you.
Yeah. So, just to preface it, I'm not going to be too specific in terms of the individual features that we are going to ship within that time, or the specific dates for those features. But in general, talking about what our kind of focus is, how we plan on growing the token, and how we plan on marketing the platform, the token, the ecosystem as a whole. So, really, our primary focus this year and just in general is really on building the platform as much as we can, and making it as good as we possibly can. Because the reason that the token exists is to provide a very specific set of utilities within that platform. And we so just to clarify, we do not exist to pump a token. We exist to build a game-changing platform that makes crypto and just digital asset investing remarkably easier for our users. And so we're really focused on building as much of the platform as we can, as quickly as we can, while still adhering to our quality standards. So really, the next year, and I know I said I wouldn't be too specific on features, but over the next year, the main features that we're really looking at are the multi-chain functionality. So being able to move value across different blockchains seamlessly. The Omni wallet feature, which is what we're calling it internally, essentially allowing users to have all of their wallets in the same place, be able to see their holdings aggregated together, and be able to actually deploy those holdings from multiple wallets simultaneously if a given transaction requires it. So really kind of not fully abstracting away the concept of wallets, but really making it super easy, because right now it's like you have to keep track of 5 different wallets across multiple different wallet apps. And so in addition to that, let me think of what other features that we can specifically talk about. We're going to be really honing in on building our native decks. But in the meantime, our goal is to provide as much breadth of token offerings as possible. So integrating with current liquidity sources or existing liquidity sources to be able to allow our users to trade across different blockchains, any token to any token, in a single click. And so really focusing on these foundational features. One thing I also didn't mention was the portfolio tracking feature. So having everything be automatically tracked. You can see your unrealized/realized gain and loss, all of that good stuff. And then things like price charts, token explorers, potentially Launchpad. And so those are our main focuses over the next year. In addition, we plan on really ramping up development of our native layer 1 blockchain. And so there's a lot to look forward to this year in terms of the platform itself. And then on the marketing end, really we see our main or one of our kind of main marketing drivers, or just new customer acquisition drivers, being Lunar Academy. So currently there's a massive void within the crypto industry of high quality educational content that actually shows you how to do the things that you're trying to do as a user and an investor within the crypto space. The only real educational content that is out there is going to cost you like $250 a month or a year to actually use. What we are trying to build is masterclass for crypto, but free. So really, if you're a complete beginner, or if you are intermediate and you're trying to level up your skills, you can start at kind of any point in the crypto investment journey, and learn how to do the things that you need to do. And so in those videos and in that content, we are going to be obviously using the Lunar platform, and kind of weaving in the Lunar platform as the best way in which to go about it. We're not going to do it in a shilly way. It's really going to be kind of a organic, like, hey, like, we make this process super easy. So if that's something you want to do, head over to lunar.io or whatever that might be. And so the reason that is going to be so great for this ecosystem is that you're able to build a pretty remarkable amount of loyalty from the very beginning, because not only are these people getting a free resource from us and feel like, wow, thank you for giving me this free resource. I am already appreciative of this ecosystem, therefore I want to use their platform, et cetera, et cetera. It is going to be the founders and the team initially in these videos, at least for the beginning modules, that are actually walking you through the process of learning these specific things. And so, oh, by the way, the person who just taught me how to do this also built the platform that makes this process easier. And oh, by the way, I can hop on an AMA every week and actually speak with those people firsthand. And so really building that loyalty, and not only that, for the existing customers that we have within the ecosystem, if we are able to educate them on how to be the best investor that they can possibly be, then for the platform itself, if our users are able to make better investment decisions and actually grow their holdings, then that benefits the platform. Because if somebody starts with $1,000 and then through our platform and through our educational content is able to make some smart investment decisions and get that to $10,000 or $100,000, then they now are 100 times or 10 times or 100 times more valuable as a customer, because they are now able to run 10 or 100 times more volume through the platform. And that volume, and the fees that we collect from that allow us to continue to fund the growth of the ecosystem. And so in general, Lunar Academy is an amazing customer acquisition channel. It fuels a really great growth loop. And across the board, we're trying to kind of install and set up these growth loop systems, where we can really capitalize on organic source of new eyeballs. Because paid marketing is great, but it is kind of a never-ending battle. It is like pushing a boulder up a hill. Sometimes that boulder stays the same size, but oftentimes it gets bigger as you push it up that hill, and you're constantly always looking for what is the next best marketing avenue, like what is the next best strategy. And so it's this kind of never-ending treadmill of paid marketing. And so how we differ from most other companies is we're really focused on the organic side of marketing, and also creating these positive feedback growth wheels that really drive the growth of the platform. So I don't want to take too much time answering that question. I hope that what I just provided was able to provide a sufficient answer.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I know if you should be given enough time, you will tell me more. That's interesting. I'm okay with that. But secondly, are we looking at listing in another exchange very soon? And finally, for us that we believe in this project and we believe in the team, do you have a reward system for people who may likely want to advertise this token to people and bring them to the platform? And by the summary, increasing the demand for this token. Do you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Yeah. Cosmo, do you want to speak to that?
He was cutting out a little bit. Do you mind repeating the question?
Yeah, I can repeat it for him. I think he was asking, are there any rewards or incentives that we are providing for people who share the project and who market the project themselves?
Yeah, absolutely. So within our Discord, we're going to be implementing a number of kind of engagement trackers, and we'll be running contests on a monthly basis. So, on a month-to-month basis, who's ever, invited the most people to the Discord, given that they're, genuine invites, or whoever has sent the most messages within the Discord and X number of channels, those people will certainly be rewarded on a monthly basis, or when we run engagement-related contests. Additionally, there's a number of features within the Discord where you can engage, stack rewards, and then exchange that for actual prizes within the Lunar ecosystem. So if you're interested in learning more about that and you aren't familiar with Discord, feel free to reach out to me personally in the general chat, and I can walk you through all the different ways that you can engage within our channels and get rewarded by doing so.
Yeah, and then in addition to that, I know that we have a shill channel or a shill server within Telegram. Cosmo, did you have anything you wanted to add about that?
Yeah, so we do have a shill channel within Telegram. We're working with a number of moderators to really kind of revamp that to give it kind of more specific purpose. And then with that, I'm sure it'll evolve, and we can come up with a strategy to incentivize users to shill. Within Discord as well, we also have a raid events channel where we'll be posting different locations, tweets, etc. To
raid.
engage.
For everybody to go raid.
Yeah, for everyone to go raid. Sorry, my brain is not operating today. I'm super sick. So,
yes,
but yeah, there
go for it.
There are a number of places for you to seek out specific content to engage with, and then we'll be rewarding those who engage within those channels. It's something that we're actively working on, and we're excited to roll out.
Awesome. Thank you, Cosmo. Yeah, guys, Cosmo has strep and a sinus infection. We try to tell him to take a day off. He won't listen. He is glued to his computer screen. So thank you, Cosmo, for your hard work. Appreciate you hopping on this AMA, even though you're sick. And everybody give him a break if his brain just stops functioning. All right, we're going to move. No worries at all. All right, Hewins. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, that's okay. Are we looking at listing this coin in any good exchange any recent time?
Yeah, so at the beginning of May, we have an exchange listing going live with one of the top exchanges. It's not Binance, not KuCoin, but it is a very large, highly selective exchange with an insane amount of volume. And so we actually met some of the members of their team in Dubai, and were able to build a connection. And through that connection, they really liked our token and are going to be listing us towards the beginning of May. So that's going live. And then, as I discussed in the beginning of this, we are gradually working our way up the exchange ladder to reach some of those highly sought after exchanges like KuCoin, Binance, et cetera, et cetera. So hope that answered your questions. We are going to move on to crypto.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we got to give some other people a chance to speak. But thank you, Hewins. I really appreciate the support. All right. Okay, crypto Wayne as a speaker. All right, crypto Wayne, you're now a speaker. Once you connect, unmute that mic and go for it.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing well. How about yourself, man?
Good, thanks. Had a few sort of more tech-specific questions. The first one is regarding the audit compliance that you referenced and external audit. On the infrastructure side, is there an identified objective to become SOC 1 and 2 compliant?
So that would be a great question for Master Jedi. I don't know enough about that to speak about it in a way that doesn't have a high likelihood of me sounding dumb. So I'm going to plead the fifth on that one, and let you and tell you to DM Master Jedi, because he will definitely have an answer for you on that.
Okay, fair. Thank you. The second one is on the roadmap, and you're speaking a little bit about some of the feature set, but is there anything in terms of reporting capabilities and exposing APIs for country-specific tax integration reporting purposes?
Yeah, so that is actually kind of, what would you say, an area of focus. Currently, we are more focused on building that core infrastructure and technology, releasing that to the jurisdictions that don't have super what would you say, hard restrictions on that type of system, and that don't have super high requirements for reporting any sort of tax related information. The thing is, we're not doing the current plan is to, or which has always been the plan, is to try to not do KYC as much as we possibly can. There are obviously restrictions to this with the new EU bill that just I don't know if it was fully passed yet, but it looks like it's close to it. That is going to require KYC for non-custodial wallets. And so these types of things we are heavily looking into and trying to figure out the best approach, because again, our main goal is to improve the crypto and just digital asset investment experience for as many people as we can. And so if in certain jurisdictions we have to require KYC, we will do that. Because not having KYC is not the value prop of our platform. It would be a nice to have, but it is not like foundational to what we do. So we're currently still actively looking at that. The thing with these regulations are they are so unclear. Like there is very little guidance on like what a company and a platform like ours is supposed to do in these situations, and so we have to take a deep dive and look at, okay, what are the which way are certain cases falling? What is the current guidance that is out there, and how can we best position ourselves to be in the what would you say, safest position we can be while still providing the features that we want to for our users? And so we don't have a specific answer for you on that because it's something we're actively looking into, and it varies greatly depending on the jurisdiction. But yeah, that is a major focus. As far as exposing APIs and how all of that works, similar answer to the first one, in that DM Master Jedi, you will get more information than you probably even wanted from him on that type of stuff. Again, he is the master. So send him a DM. He will have answers to all those questions.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, it's certainly ambiguous at the government level in terms of how, any clear guidance, like you said, around this space. But I just had, in my country, for taxation purposes, a nice experience, albeit expensive, where there was a preloaded integration for me to have a unified view of all my crypto performance and pull that into my tax reporting, income tax needs. So I thought it was really positive from that perspective.
Was that a particular platform, or was that with your country's tax reporting system?
No, it was with an established, regulated financial institution and a third-party platform, such as Lunar, that just provided one clear training and straightforward ways of importing your specific wallet transaction data, and then that being formatted in a way on the integration side with the established financial institution that was structured to go right into your income tax reporting, so you didn't have to do any of the heavy lift.
Oh, that's fantastic. So If you have the names of the platforms, definitely send those over to Master Jedi if you're going to reach out to him over DMs, or feel free to DM me with those. Definitely love to see what other platforms are doing, and seeing what can we potentially implement that they're doing really well. But those types of things are not, what would you say, difficult features to implement. It is kind of simple calculations and formatting of data. That data is available on the blockchain, and will always be. And so things like that are among the easier features to implement. And so really, when we get a good handle of, okay, for what what are we doing for these certain jurisdictions, and what do they require from a tax standpoint, et cetera, then we can start to really like hone in on, okay, these features make sense for these users. So that's really our strategy around it.
Okay, yeah, and again, the third party that facilitated this is making a pretty penny off it, so it's a nice revenue opportunity. I mean, they're charging per transaction essentially within a range. So if it was like 200 to 300, you were paying X amount of dollars, and if it was over 1,000 to 2,000, X amount. So again, just something that an additional revenue channel there.
No, absolutely. I really appreciate you mentioning that. Yeah, the tax reporting is something that has been on kind of the feature set backlog. But as kind of, I think this year is going to be great to see like how people and how certain tax regulating bodies are handling reporting. And so we're going to be speaking with tax accountants in these crypto focused tax accountants in these various jurisdictions, and really try to build that out. But yeah, again, it's a relatively easy feature to build, and like you said, it could be a nice additional revenue stream for us. So thank you for mentioning that. This was a very substantive question, and I really wish Master Jedi was here to help answer some of those questions.
Yeah, no worries. I appreciate your answers on it. So my last one's probably a little quicker here, but for the NFT minting site, MetaMask mobile was identified as compatible, desktop not. So if we were to purchase on Trust Wallet, mint them, and then transfer them to the desktop of MetaMask, is there any issue with that?
No, not at all. So the only reason that MetaMask desktop is not supported is because we are using a Wallet Connect integration for this phase 1 release, and for some reason, I have no idea why, but Wallet Connect does not work with MetaMask on desktop. Really wish it did. We will eventually be having a direct MetaMask integration, but we really wanted to focus on which wallet integration could provide us the most kind of breadth of wallet, different wallet apps that are out there. And so we went with Wallet Connect. Due to the kind of nature of the way we're building the platform, some of these integrations require some custom work to get them to work with our systems and the languages and technologies in which we're using to build them. And so things like these Wallet Connect integrations, we need to really hone in on which specific integration do we want to focus on and make sure is right, versus trying to do them all at once. But we would imagine that by the next release, we will have a direct MetaMask integration. So, but no, you can transfer to any wallet that supports a Binance Smart Chain NFTs.
Okay, awesome. Thanks so much, and keep up the good work, guys.
Absolutely. Really appreciate it, brother. All right, we're going to move on to Daniel. Daniel Parks. All right, Daniel. You are now a speaker. Once you connect, unmute your mic and go for it.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, all good, thanks. All good. You guys all right?
Yes, we are.
Great.
You have a question?
Yeah, I do. I've been involved in the project since day one, pretty much, since it first went public.
Awesome. Love that.
Love the progress so far. It's good to see how you guys are slowly expanding it and progressing on. It's been, a nice, genuine project to be involved in.
Thank you.
And I've not really been involved in the AMAs so far, but I just thought I'd join this one to see what's going on. I've got quite a large holding of Lunar, and I was just wondering if there's any like staking programs in progression or
Mm-hmm.
whatever to expand
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
what I have, and if the NFT crystals, do they expand your like Lunar tokens, or is it just the tokenomics coming in off like the purchases from them?
Yeah.
Those were my two questions.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'd be happy to answer them. So, on the staking side, for the Lunar token itself, yes, that is our plan to once we migrate to our new token contract. Which, again, to those of you, if you're hearing this for the first time, we've discussed this at length. The way that we're migrating is not how typical projects migrate. It is going to be super seamless. You essentially have to do nothing to actually get the new tokens. They're all going to be automatically airdropped to your new wallet, or to the same wallet. But yes, we are slowly phasing out reflections in exchange for token staking rewards. And so essentially there's a kind of, not only do you get the staking rewards themselves, but you'll get benefits of potentially like lower trading fees if you're staking a certain amount of Lunar, and kind of have it be this tiered system where, like, if you're staking $1,000 or X number of Lunar tokens, you'll get this rate on trading fees. And so there's a variety of other benefits that we might be able to add in as a benefit of staking on the platform. And then to answer your second question, do the Lunar crystals have an influence on the staking or reflection rewards that you receive on the token? No, they do not. So the mechanics of the token and the Lunar crystal NFTs are separate. When you get into, what would you say? When you start to introduce multiplication into the mix, numbers can get pretty large pretty quickly. And so we want to avoid a situation where we have whale holders that also were able to buy some of the largest crystals, just dominating that pool, because the way that the math works out is they just have an insane number or insane point value or staking weight within that given pool. And so we want to keep it as fair as we can for all holders, and not create a situation where a small minority of people are dominating a given staking pool.
Okay, yeah, that sounds fair enough with the crystals, and I look forward to see what the staking has to offer.
Awesome. Is there any other questions that we can answer for you?
No, that's everything. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, really appreciate the support, Daniel. If there's anything else you want to ask, please let us know.
Okay, great. Cheers.
Awesome. Cheers. All right. We are going to move on to Boss Your Life Up. All right, Boss Your Life Up. And then we're going to move on to Milky after. So, Milky, hang tight. Hey.
Since the liquidity is locked for the first Lunar contract, when you do the migration, how would that all happen automatically, where you just put the new token in your wallet? Would there have to be at least one button that someone presses with the Wallet Connect where it would send their tokens to an address? Because
No, you don't need to do that. So the way that it's going to work is, and this is kind of part of the reason that we've retained the supply that we have retained. So if you don't have enough supply to clear out the liquidity pool, you have to do a situation where you create another liquidity pool and you have people send in their tokens, connect their wallet to your website, send in their tokens, and then they have to wait a certain period, and then they get their new tokens. And then for the token holders on the original liquidity pool, it's kind of a race to the bottom. So the way we're doing it is different. We're using the supply that we have to clear that liquidity pool out and move that to a new liquidity pool, which we will also lock. And so those new tokens under the new contract are going to be airdropped to to all of the current holders at an equivalent value to what they're currently holding. And so the only thing that you would have to do is just enable that token to show up in your wallet. The tokens will always be in your wallet and will still be there. But if you want to see them in your wallet, you just have to do the traditional, like type in either the contract address or LNR, and then enable it just with a couple clicks. So that's the way that we're doing it. Our whole purpose for existing, or our main purpose for existing, is to really improve the crypto user experience. And migrations are horrible currently. So the way that we're doing it, we hope, is going to be as seamless as humanly possible for our users, and not result in a situation where people are either missing a migration window, or they have to wait too long for their tokens, or we just want to avoid all of that. I have been involved myself in projects that have migrated. Some of them I missed the window because I don't look at these projects all the time, and then lost pretty much everything. And so we want to avoid that situation. We're doing it in a way that everybody can just sit back and see their new tokens roll in.
Okay. Yeah. I still don't understand. It seems very complicated. Like, why didn't everyone else just do it this seamless, easy way? With the.
Because they either burned their so much supply that they didn't have enough left over to clear that liquidity pool and move it over, or their token got to the point where it was so big, or their market cap was so big, or the liquidity was larger than the amount that they had to be able to clear that out and move it to another liquidity pool. So yeah, it's really, and I also think there's a monkey see, monkey do type, what would you say, tendency within the space, that people are just like, well, this is how this one project did it, let's just copy them and do the same exact thing. So really we don't know why. The other part of it too is it does cost money on the project's end to actually airdrop those new tokens to everybody. It is a relatively minimal cost in the grand scheme of things, but it is still a significant cost nonetheless. And so that is might be part of the reason why it's the way it is.
Okay. Thanks a lot. That's all I got. And when you get a chance, I was just wondering if you could check your DM. It's hard to get a hold of you in the chat.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Did you send it to my Spaceman Twitter, or the Lunar
Telegram.
Twitter? Oh, okay. Telegram. Yeah, I will go check that. Yeah. Sorry about that. I get DMs every day. So
You're good.
Appreciate it though.
Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. All right. Oops. We are going to move on to Milky. All right. Milky, thank you for waiting patiently. Love your profile
Hey Ben,
picture, by the way.
or Spaceman, can I just reply quickly to his the DM statement? If anyone's needing help on a particular question, you can always open a ticket within Discord, and there's a ton of people that can help answer your question right away or get the answer for you. If you find yourself waiting around for an answer, that's the best way to get the quickest reply. Just want to throw that in there.
Yeah, thank you. And by the way, Boss Your Life Up, I saw your DM. And yeah, I will get back to you. Yeah, all good on that front. Awesome, Milky. Thank you for waiting patiently. Feel free to go for it.
Yeah, hi mate. Thank you very much. I do apologise if the question I've asked have already been answered
No
previously.
worries.
So I'll just ask the questions, and then you let me know if you've already answered them, and then I can go back the recording. Once you post that. So the couple of questions I've got regarding the tokenomics. When I looked in the white paper and on the website and various other platforms, I couldn't see what the distribution was of your total supply. I was wondering if there's any articles or anything out there that lists the totals, the distribution of your
So I think
supply.
you can. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that you can derive that from. So CoinMarketCap shows our circulating supply versus our total supply, and then BSC Scan shows the different wallets that hold that total supply. And I'm pretty sure all of them on the team side, so ones that are owned by the team, have been named appropriately. And so if you just go to BSC Scan and then look up Lunar, you should be able to see a list of the top wallets. They should have the the associated names, so you can then derive and see how is everything distributed. I don't
Okay,
know the
cool.
numbers off the top of my head. I would provide them if I could.
No, that's fine, mate. And also regarding the vesting schedule of your tokens of the total supply, I'm looking for that information as well. I mean, obviously that won't be on the BSC scan, so I'm wondering if you do have that information, or if there's an article out there, you could point
Are
me
you talking
to, or maybe.
about vesting schedule for which
So, for
tokens?
example, for example, let's say on your average generic crypto protocol, let's say 10% of the total supply goes to the team. Then in the vesting schedule, they may say there's a 6-month cliff where the tokens are locked, and then they're vested over 3 months, or every 3 months over a 12-month period until they're fully unlocked. So do you guys have like a similar type of vesting schedule for your supply, or is it fully vested upon launch?
Yeah. So we had and I do not quote me on this. I need to go back and look. The reason that I don't know this off the top of my head is because I don't really care, because we don't plan on selling, like, dumping these tokens. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was a 6-month cliff, everything vested at once. But we're not even going to send those tokens out to our wallet at that time. So currently, from a team wallet perspective, or at least the dev wallet, the creator wallet, there is 4% of the total supply. 2% is Mr. Moonshot. 2% is me, and so those are the tokens that we have set aside for founder vesting. And I'm pretty sure we just applied the same cliff that we did on our equity. So that's the way that it's set up. Of course, this project, we are heavily invested in the success of it, and are not going to do anything that would put that at risk. We are both fine financially, and don't need to dump tokens. So if you're uncomfortable with that vesting schedule, I apologize. It was kind of just the easiest thing to do. Keep it in line with our equity vesting cliff.
Okay, cool. Oh, well, thanks for that. Would it be possible, maybe, like, I don't know if you're planning a future white paper update, if that kind of information will be
Yeah.
included?
So I actually, that's a really good point. Let me write that down, because I was just today I was going to go through and update some of the things that needed to be updated on the white paper. So vesting
Sure.
schedule paper. Thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, no worries, mate. And the final question, obviously you're migrating to a new contract. And one of the issues with the original certic audit I could see, which was part LLD 11. So off the top of my head, I can't remember which one it was. I just remember writing it down. And one of the issues is that you needed to have a new smart contract. I think it was because of ownership of liquidity pool, I think it was. And it was too difficult to address at the time. And the only way it would be addressed is if you created a new smart contract. So when you migrate to the new contract, would this address that particular
Yes.
concern from the state audit? Yeah.
Yes. So the reason that we are migrating contracts is not because of any security reasons, or because of anything that showed up in the CerTIC security audit. The reason
Yeah.
that we are migrating contracts is because, in order to provide the functionality and utility within the platform that we need the token to be able to provide, we need it both to be, we need to add additional features to that smart contract, and also build it with a kind of upgradable proxy system. And so that is the main reason, and we are kind of completely redoing the contract, building it from the ground up. And so any of these issues that are present in the CerTIC audit, unless actually, I'm not even going to say unless, because our dev team is amazing.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that those issues would be present again, just because we're restarting we're creating it from scratch again,
Yeah.
and are aware of those issues to avoid them in this new contract.
That's fantastic. And also on the new contract, will you be submitting that again to another audit?
Yes, we will be submitting that again to another CertiK audit, potentially other audits, but we're gonna save our audit dollars for the platform itself, for the most part.
Okay, cool. Do you have a time frame on that by any chance?
Yeah,
At the
so
moment?
May is the target for the contract migration. We're looking at end of May. Want to make sure everything is spotless when it comes to that contract and the migration. So that's currently the date we're looking at, and then I would assume probably maybe 3 weeks after that date is when we will hopefully begin to see an updated CertiK audit and security score. We're going to be going through and letting all of the parties who deal with our token, meaning who have audited our token or who are holding our token in a centralized exchange, and when I say holding our token in a centralized exchange, I mean the centralized exchanges themselves that we are listed on.
Yeah,
We're going to be
yeah,
making sure that they're aware ahead of time so that we can make this transition as seamless as we can make it.
yeah, that's fun. And will you also be including some information in the updated white paper as well, by any
Yes.
chance? Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to include the migration details in the white paper, but when we conduct the migration, we will absolutely make sure to update any necessary information that is different after the migration than it was before the migration.
Sure, thank you very much. And also, because but basically, one of the things I do is I research projects and I provide fundamental analyst reports to
Love it.
whoever has requested it. Hence, some of them are questions. So I was wondering what I prefer to. I prefer to speak directly to the team before I finalise it. Is there anyone of your team I can send this off to directly, either via Telegram or wherever else?
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
feel free to DM either this account or Spaceman capital LNR on Twitter. That is probably the most what would you say, the least crowded means of communication that you can use. Also, Discord DMs, Telegram DMs. I will try to make sure to look out for it on Telegram and Discord, but really the best way to reach us directly is through Twitter DMs. So if you send that over, we would be happy to take a look. Me and my co-founder and potentially our CTO will look at that.
Yeah, okay, that's fantastic. Thank you very much for your time today.
Absolutely. Awesome questions, by the way, man. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. So it doesn't look like there is anybody else raising their hand. Serge, do you want to pull out some questions from the Discord AMA questions channel before we end this AMA?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a whole list here for you written up, so I'll definitely pull out a few questions.
Really appreciate it.
Of course, we had two people ask very similar questions. This one's from Luke Too Far. If the Mythic NFTs are one-of-a-kind pieces, will the website show that they have been claimed to prevent others trying to claim? For example, 8 Lunite gets you a specific mythic, and M-Ski Lunatic asked, to get a mythic, will it auto mint, so to speak, once a person has the right combinations, or will the person have to do something to get the mythic crystal?
Yeah, so essentially how it's going to work is, well, to answer the first question, yes, it will be posted once that particular mythic crystal has been claimed. And this is also not the only set of mythic crystals that are going to be available to claim. This is the first set, and we are going to kind of use this as a fun way to kind of gamify the collecting aspect of these crystals, and really provide an insane incentive for people who are really into it and want to kind of Thanos mode these crystals. But to actually claim the crystals, it is going to be a kind of what would you call it? Like a raise your hand functionality. So on our website, there is going to be essentially the ability to raise your hand we're not fully decided on if we are going to just do it through the platform and have you connect your wallet and then do it that way, or if we're just going to make it like you put in your wallet address and click the button to raise your hand. It really depends on developer bandwidth and the other stuff that we have going on. But regardless, we're going to make it clear once people are able to actually claim the mythic crystals, that functionality is available and visible for people, and we'll make it super self-explanatory and provide any sort of details that we need to on how to actually go about that. So to answer, just to recap, yes, we will post when certain mythic crystals have been claimed, and it will essentially be a feature where you raise your hand and say, "Hey, I've collected the crystals," and then either the system or we will manually verify that those crystals have been claimed, and then we will distribute that mythic NFT to that particular wallet.
Okay, that's great. Thank you for answering those questions. A number of people were actually asking about that in the Discord beyond those two people, so thank you for that.
Awesome.
The next
that lets me know that we should probably include something about that on the FAQ section of the Crystals website page. So I'm going to make a note of that and make sure that people are well aware of the system for that.
sounds good. The next question is from a guy by the name of Is Valid.
Okay.
For the AMA today, are we going to get the results for the winners of both CMC and Planetary Society giveaway? Word was this week, so maybe that comes today.
Yes. So on the Planetary Society Out of This World giveaway, yes, Apollo is going to be announcing that at the very end of this AMA. And then for the CMC airdrop winners, because we don't have the emails of the we don't get the emails of the people who sign up. CMC doesn't provide that data to us. We actually have to airdrop the NFTs to the winners and then tell CMC, hey, these are the winners usernames that we airdrop them to, so that they can notify them on their end. But we actually need the NFTs to be minted and available for us to actually airdrop them. So that is the thing that is holding up the winners being announced on the CMC side. But for the Planetary Society giveaway, Apollo is going to announce that after this.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you for that info. We'll, as moderators, we'll let people know now in Discord and Telegram.
Amazing.
Next question is from Mahbus. He asks, how was the idea of Lunar conceived, and how did the team meet each other?
Oh, that's a great question. I love that question. So the idea for Lunar was conceived from a problem, which is if you start from a problem, especially a problem that many people experience and that has not been solved, you're onto something so long as you're able to actually solve that problem. And so my background, I have kind of been a serial founder for most of my career, but my focus within that has really been on user experience and product design. And so, coming from a UX background and getting into crypto a few years ago, we really realized how convoluted the UX and just the process to do anything basic within crypto actually is. And so, as somebody who before I got into crypto was hearing about crypto, about it's revolutionizing the financial system, it's like so much better in every single way, and then actually like getting into actually trying to do it and engage in it was more difficult than doing things in traditional finance. We realized that there was a major problem. There is no reason why the user should have to suffer the implementation details or lack thereof of the underlying system of blockchain technology. So our main focus was, how do we build the best user experience imaginable, and then work backwards from there to develop the features and technology to actually accomplish that. So that was really the beginning of Lunar and the idea for it, and then kind of through our brainstorming and just kind of discussions, me and Mr. Moonshot together, we really honed in on a kind of high level strategy and vision for how we were going to accomplish this and what we wanted the ecosystem to include. And then as far as how did me and Mr. Moonshot meet? So me and Mr. Moonshot met in college. Our partners are best friends. So I've actually been to Mr. Moonshot's wedding, and actually through that wedding, really started to become good friends with him. Realized that we were both heavily into tech, and kind of kicked off a working relationship from there. Me and Master Jedi have been working together for the past, I don't know, over half a decade now. We've built other companies together, and he is the best. He is one of the top developers that I know, if not the top. And so when we were building, when we decided to pull the trigger on creating this company, I knew that I had to get him on board. So hope that answered that person's questions. But yeah, I love questions like that. The origin story of Lunar.
We all need a good comic book origin story, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so the next question is from Crypto Nash. He asked, he understands if this cannot be answered, but will the upcoming exchange listing be one that is available to U.S. residents?
I don't think so. Let me just check. Apollo, do you know the answer to this question? I know you were very familiar with this exchange.
Sorry, say that one more time.
Is the upcoming exchange listing going to be? Is this exchange available in the U.S.? I don't think so.
It is.
Oh, it is?
It is, yeah. So I was actually just looking into that today. Depending on your state, when you do the KYC for this platform, there are some restrictions. I know, in particular, California, New York, and Texas, of all places, are a little bit more strict. I'm not sure if those are the specific states that are limited, but you'll be able to find out when you actually go through the KYC process on this platform. But you're fine in the US with KYC for the most part.
Oh, fantastic. I didn't know that. That's actually super great because I know that there's a lot of US people that want to just have an easy way to purchase Lunar before our platform is available. So awesome.
I'm originally from New York. Before I moved out of New York, I couldn't get any. I couldn't get any of the exchanges. And I moved out. Boom! I can get all the exchanges. And unfortunately, New York and Texas, two of the biggest states here in the U.S., just you can't get most of the exchanges except for Coinbase or Gemini, and that's about it. So.
Yeah, it is kind of ridiculous. When you are actually when you have an exchange and you want to service customers in the U.S., you actually have to go state by state to get it approved, and each state has its own like process for going about that. And I know that New York in particular is like the hardest thing to do. So some exchanges don't even like go through the hassle of doing it. There's like I think it's called a bit license that every exchange needs, and there's a fee associated with, and there's certain like rules that they have to follow. And so exchanges are just like, we're making so much money elsewhere. Like, why do we even care about New York? So for all the New Yorkers, sorry that is the case. Hopefully things will lighten up there, and hopefully Lunar will eventually be what would you say, openly available for full access within those states. But that's obviously barring the laws. So.
Okay, yeah. The next question we have here is from Stoked, who, by the way, was who's just made a moderator. So congrats to Stoked.
Awesome.
He asked this question a while back. Can Mr. Moonshot, who's not here, so either you or Apollo, please summarize the status about the exchange listings, which which are possibly going to be happening over the next weeks or months?
Yeah, so current one that is confirmed and has a date associated with it. We're not able to share that specific date or the specific exchange just yet, but that's going live pretty much right after our NFT reveal on May 4th. So around that time is when we can expect an exchange listing with one of the top exchanges by volume, very reputable, highly selective. And so that's going live beginning of May. And then aside from that, we are still well in the process with a variety of other top exchanges. The kind of what we've discovered is the bottleneck in most of these exchanges, and we've learned this by actually just like talking with people who work there, is the risk team just takes forever for some reason. I mean, I assume that there's a lot that goes into evaluating whether a token is too risky or not to list on a particular platform, but they just apparently are insanely backed up with all of the tokens that they're evaluating. But really, we're doing everything we should be doing to be as attractive as possible to exchanges. We have a token. First of all, we have a token with actual utility, which is rare in the space. It's usually like a pseudo utility. Hey, we made a swap for our token. So it's kind of this circular logic. But yeah, really, we're just focused on working our way up that exchange ladder, going through the process with each of these exchanges, and getting listed as soon as we're able to. So, but you can also, there are other exchange listings that we are probably going to set to go live in May. They're not like top 10 super upper echelon exchanges, but they are other exchanges that do have a lot of volume, and it would make sense to list on those as well. But we're not going to put a whole lot of crazy hype, or we're not going to drive a whole bunch of crazy hype around them, because we don't want to make it seem like we're going backwards on this ladder. It's more just like we're still progressing upwards, but now it makes sense to start filling in some of these other exchanges to give people more optionality and also to provide more volume for the token, which helps us reach other exchanges. So that's our strategy.
Okay.
Exchange listing coming out beginning of May, and then more after that.
Okay, perfect. That's fantastic to hear. Next question. So, the person by the name of Soterios asks, can someone explain to me the liquidity partnership with the OKX team? That's what exactly does it do?
Yeah, so we were contacted by OKX. They wanted to partner with us on essentially they call, I forget the official name for it, but it's essentially a liquidity partnership. They want to essentially let us integrate their liquidity pools and token pairs into the Lunar platform, and then essentially have a profit share on the fees. And so centralized exchange fees actually tend to be lower than decentralized exchange fees, so it's not going to have a actually probably be lower on the user's end. And so that is something that would be able to provide us essentially the ability to offer more token pairs that would have taken longer to offer earlier. And it would allow us to, depending on how their system's set up, we're still digging into this with them, could allow us to have features available to users before we initially intended. And so excited about the potential of this partnership. We're still, again, going through the process with them and don't know for sure if it's going to be compatible with our systems, or we haven't seen like we haven't checked to make sure every single detail is going to be compatible, because it's largely a tech related question. But yeah, it could be really beneficial for getting more trading pairs on the platform sooner, and just having just in general being able to connect to those liquidity sources, because kind of part of our core, what would you say, function as a platform is liquidity aggregation. And so the more liquidity, the better in theory.
Okay, that's a great answer on the liquidity, and it's good that we might have that upcoming to get the jumpstart the platform. That's
Yeah. So
fantastic.
one other thing that I would say, and this is obviously, don't take this as a guaranteed thing, but they did mention to us, and we didn't sign an NDA on this. So if there's any OKX people in here that are mad at me for this, sorry, but you didn't tell me to say this. But they said that a liquidity partnership would most likely substantially increase the likelihood of being listed on OKX exchange. So we're looking at it from that angle as well.
Okay, wow. Okay, fantastic. You have time for a few more questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So the next question is again from Mahbus. He had a number of questions, but I'm going to pull some out here.
Okay.
Since Plexus is basically a network of bridges that connect blockchains and pools of deployed capital, would it be possible for malicious agents to find
Serge?
a zero? Yeah? Hello?
Hey, sorry. I don't know if it was me or you that cut out, but you cut out after you said the part about Plexus.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Let me repeat
No
that.
worries.
Thank you for letting me know. Since Plexus is basically a network of bridges that connect blockchains and pools of deployed capital, would it be possible for malicious agents to find zero-day exploits to use them to intercept, seize transactions, and drain liquidity pools capital? And he then asked, how would Lunar Team react to this from a technical and PR standpoint?
Yeah. So again, and we've discussed this at length, and I mentioned this at the beginning of the AMA. Really, there is a reason why we are moving at the pace we are moving at, which albeit is actually a very, very quick pace in the when you compare it to traditional software startups. We are incredibly focused on security. Really, we realize that a major security breach is kind of unrecoverable from, at least fully, and so we want to avoid that at all possible costs. So the specifics on that specific exploit that you are referring to would be a better question for Master Jedi. But I know that we are really looking at the way that this is architected and focusing on making sure that there is no possible way that somebody could execute an exploit like that. The way that they have it set up, even just for our current minting portal and the current state of Plexus, is set up in a way where it really doesn't surface any sort of vulnerable points that that people could access. And so definitely if you could, Serge, just let Macabus know to message Master Jedi about this. Master Jedi will a super substantive answer. But again, I know that they're putting an insane emphasis on security and are not going to release anything until it has been incredibly tested and validated and audited, especially by third parties and white hat hackers.
Okay. Okay, I'll make a note that he should reach out to Master Jedi for that question via DM. Okay. Next question that he has, is there a possibility that you would turn off taxes for transfers to and from exchanges?
Yes. So with our contract migration, we are going to be removing that transfer tax. So that is going to be going away. In addition, if you do want to transfer your Lunar somewhere, Mr. Moonshot is doing cold wallet transfers, and I would assume that he can also help you transfer it to an exchange account. Most exchanges that we are partnered with, though, and I wish Mr. Moonshot was here to give specifics on if there are any exchanges that don't have this, but I'm pretty sure we have it set up in a way where you don't incur you don't incur that transfer tax, but I might be mistaken. So what would be the best is if you created a ticket within Discord for a cold wallet transfer, and then just put the wallet address of your centralized exchange wallet, and then we will help make sure that transfer happens tax free.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay. I think we have the we have the ticket system for that. So until we go away from that, I believe all those requests go straight to Mr. Moonshot.
Correct. Awesome.
Um,
Is there other pressing questions that we can answer?
Pressing questions. Let me just give me a second.
It's also okay if there are no others.
No, we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more questions essentially.
Okay.
So.
Let's do one more. Pick a good
Okay.
one.
I have a good one.
Awesome. Fantastic.
So this recently happened on a trading website, and I figured I would ask it. Basically, what happened on the website is a new token pushed through too much volume through the website, and basically the website collapsed. And I was curious to know how Lunar might go about solving such a scenario.
Yeah, so the way that, and we were just talking about this with the dev team the other day, because we're like, okay, we're going to have a lot of people joining this minting site at the same time. Are we sure that the servers can handle that load, and that we won't have any interruptions related to that? And also, do we have the necessary DDoS protection in place in case any malicious actors wanted to ruin people's fun? And the answer to both of those questions was absolutely. The way that we have the server architecture set up on the back end is highly scalable,
Okay.
and we have full DDoS protection in place to avoid any situations like that. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about DDoS potential or a website potentially going down. We also have a relatively solid idea of how much traffic we would expect at given times. If we are launching some sort of massive campaign, then we're going to make sure that we are fully covered plus some in terms of server load capacity.
Okay. Well, I mean, basically, it's from at the perspective of the cross train. If you're going from, say, Ethereum to BSC, or from BSC to Solana, when we have those bridges up, what happens if $100 million worth of crypto from one specific crypto decides, because they just launched and everyone wants to use our platform, like?
Yeah, so there's going to be a per transaction limit in the platform. We are not fully decided on what that specific amount is going to be, and if it's going to apply to different crypto. But it is not going to be a case where you can move $100 million worth of crypto at once through a single transaction. Sorry for the massive whales out there. It's not any token to any token in a single click. If you're trying to do an insane transaction like that, there's going to be a cap, because we want to avoid any situation where people are able to pull that out. And in addition, it actually, the way we have it set up, and by having an account-based system, so a user account-based system, it allows us to put things like limits on how many transactions a given account can run over a certain period of time, to avoid any situations where people are like using some sort of automated bot to exploit any given exploit, if there happen to be them, which we are really making sure that there are not those exploits on the front end of that. But really, as kind of a fail safe, it's like flag user account if they're making transactions faster than a human could possibly make them, type of thing.
Okay. No, that's a great answer. Just to follow up on that, what happens if there's 1 million people who say, I'm going to put through $100 or $500 worth of transactions? Because again, it's a new token and everyone wants to trade for this token, between.
Yeah, so part of the Plexus system, if it was a case where there was just like not enough liquidity to be able to support that, the way that
Okay.
we're architecting the system is to where it's not like if one part of it is not available or is kind of paused, let's say, that the whole system has to go down. If it was a case where there was just like not enough liquidity to process or to actually move that volume of funds through, then it would. And I'm gonna say this with a caveat because Master Jedi and the team are going to architect this the way that they're going to architect this. But in our discussions, we've discussed the way it's going to be architected. Essentially, kind of is able to have these systems be paused temporarily while the rest of the system can function. And so we as a team will then go in and look at, okay, is it a lack of liquidity issue? Is it this? Is it that? And then we'll go and fix it from
Okay.
there. So
That's actually really good to hear, because the specific problem that happened on that website was one token shoved through enough volume that it literally messed up all the transactions across the website. So it's good that everything's going to be isolated. So if this happens, it doesn't
yeah,
affect the rest of the website.
and this here's the thing too. It's like people are looking at those platforms and I don't know this particular platform, but these types of things are common within the. They are looking at tokens that launch and platforms that launch like few months, 6 months, a year after that point, and are using that as their point of comparison for how long software development should take. And it's like if you develop software at a faster rate than you should, you are going to inevitably run into issues like that. You don't have enough time to account for those things and really give it the proper what would you say, tender love and care that it needs and deserves. And so they're like our developers are working an insane amount. They're working on weekends. They're spending their entire days developing this system. And so the rate at which we are working at is not a function of us just dilly dallying. It's far from it. It's really a function or a result of us focusing on making sure everything is top notch. So to those of you who are like, well, this token launched their swap in like a few months. Like, why don't you guys have this massive game-changing platform out already? It's like, guys, because we want to make sure we have a massive game-changing platform out for longer than a couple months. We want a massive game-changing platform out for years to come. And part of that is building the right foundation and making sure you are putting in the necessary time to account for these things. So I think that's a great note to end it on, actually. Serge,
Okay.
if you had another question, if there was anybody else that had a pressing question, feel free to save it for the next AMA or DM one of the team members personally. We'll be happy to answer it there. But before we hop off, a couple more things. The first, I'm going to kick it to Apollo to announce the winners of the Out of This World giveaway, and then I'm going to say a few words before we hop off.
Thanks, man. So
awesome.
yeah. So we're really excited. I just had the opportunity to speak with Rich yesterday, and they're thrilled with the results of this giveaway. We had over 1,600 people enter, and of those 1,600, over 100 of you have actually become members of the Planetary Society. So for that, we're really appreciative and excited to see how our community has kind of come together and to support them. So the fifth prize is a Planetary Society logo pen that's made of 100% aerospace grade carbon fiber and a t-shirt. And that's going to be going to Mike Turner. And again, at the end of this, I'm gonna reach out to everybody via email, and then we'll get you guys connected with the Planetary Society directly to receive these prizes. So we've got Mike Turner is the fifth prize winner. Our fourth prize is some postcards from their Mars book and artwork that's some framed photographs autographed by the author and Planetary Society board member, Dr. Jim Bell, and you'll also be receiving a Planetary Society t-shirt, and that's going to be going to Michael Torres. Our third prize was a set of 4 8x10 prints of some like deep space images, and a Planetary Society t-shirt. That is going to be going to Steve Martini. And then our second place prize is a custom Planetary Society brass telescope. That's going to be going to Gabriel. I'm sorry if I say your Bogdan is, I think, his last name. That's our second place winner. And our first place winner receives the meteorite that we have acquired for this giveaway. It's going to be going to. Give me 1 second.
I'll get the drum roll.
The drum roll. Roberta Thompson. And we'll be, like I said, we'll be reaching out to each of these winners individually via email. So keep an eye on your email. Do we have any of these people in the AMA? Like, raise your hand if you're a winner.
Yeah, if we do, if you're here, raise your hand. If not,
we'll give you an opportunity